Greater Kuching Coordinated Development Agency to be established. KUCHING-BAU Road to be upgraded, and China warns of war if Taiwan becomes independent. Those are the headlines for tonight. Good evening, everyone. You're me, Dr. Khalid, and this is TVS Nightline. We begin with our top story. A development agency will be formed to help spur the development in the Bidayuh Belt areas in Greater Kuching. Premier Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg said the agency will oversee the development projects that will stretch from Lundu to Serian.
So we are considering it, and then we will form what we call Greater Kuching Coordinated Development Agency, meaning we coordinate. The idea is this: when we give them the grant, development grant, then they can coordinate the implementation of the project. So if they got problem, then they can settle it among themselves.
Abang Johari said this at the Bau Gawai Open House 2022 on Sunday. He said that the Greater Kuching Coordinated Development Agency, GKCDA, will be similar to that of the Integrated Regional Samarahan Development Agency, RISDA. Adding that it is in line with the state government's strategy to accelerate development in the vast region of Sarawak. This comes after 4 Bidayuh elected representatives requested at the last DUN sitting for an agency to stimulate economic activities for the Bidayuh community.
In the same development, Abang Johari said that the old KUCHING-BAU road will be upgraded to a dual carriageway to enhance accessibility and improve connectivity between the two areas. Noting that Bau district has a lot of tourism potential, he said the upgrading works will complement the Pan-Borneo Highway.
Now the latest is, of course, your connectivity to Kuching. Satu ada Pan-Borneo Highway, satunya ialah jalan lama daripada Kuching ke Bau, melimpas dekat Senyawa. Dan jalan ini adalah artery to Bau from Kuching.
As part of the projects under the Post-COVID-19 Development Strategy 2030, it will cost over 100 million ringgit and consist of 2 phases. The first phase will involve the present road from Simpang Sibuluh to Bau, while the second phase covers the stretch from Batu Kitang to Bau. China on Sunday said that it will not hesitate to go to war in case anyone dares to make Taiwan independent from China. In a speech delivered at the Shangri-La Dialogue in Singapore, China's Defense Minister Wei Fenghe said splitting Taiwan from China would leave the Chinese military with no choice but to fight at any cost.
如果有人胆敢把台湾分裂出去，我们一定会不惜一战，不惜代价，一定会打到底。这是中国不二的选择。在此，我也正告台独分子及其背后的实力，搞台独，思路一条。 妄想，挟洋自重，不会得逞休想。
Meanwhile, China said the Indo-Pacific strategy being promoted by the United States at the dialogue is to intervene in the development of the Asia-Pacific region under the guise of security concerns, which will undermine the prosperity and stability of the countries in the region. It said the strategy proposed by the U.S. is calling for an anti-China alliance to contain China's development. On Saturday, U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin delivered a speech titled Next Steps for the United States Indo-Pacific Strategy and made unfounded accusations against China. The 3-day summit was held in Singapore from Friday to Sunday after a 2-year suspension due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The summit focused on security in the Asia-Pacific region and viable solutions. Former Senate President Tan Sri Abang Ahmad Urai Datu Abang Muhyiddin passed away at Norma Medical Specialist Center in Petrajaya on Sunday. The 89-year-old was rushed to the medical center after he collapsed while attending a function at a hotel. His personal assistant confirmed news of his passing when contacted by reporters. He was buried at the Masjid Bahagian Muslim Cemetery after Zohor prayers. Ahmad Urai was the Senate President from 1988 to 1990. He had also served as Sarawak Assistant Culture, Youth and Sports Minister. Sarawak Premier Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg said Ahmad Urai had contributed a lot to Sarawak and Parti Pesaka Bumiputra Bersatu PBB as he had been involved in politics since before independence.
Jadi kita kehilangan seorang lagi anak Sarawak yang telah banyak berjasa, dan saya tadi telah menziarahi keluarga. Kita berharap keluarganya bersabar dan kita doakan moga-moga rohnya bersama dengan orang beriman dan yang saleh.
He was speaking to reporters after attending the Gawai Open House at Dewan Suara in Bau. In an era of technology, education is especially important for youth to further propel the state's development agenda. Thus, Deputy Premier Dato Amar Douglas Uga Umbas said poverty should not be the reason not to pursue education, as there is much financial assistance rendered by the government.
You may have problem on your finance. I think we have Sarawak Foundation, and for us Dayak, we have Dayak Culture Foundation that will assist, and a lot other assistance to be given to assist to make sure that poverty is not excuse of not going to school.
He added that the Sarawak government, led by Gabungan Parti Sarawak (GPS), will always put emphasis and further assist Sarawakian youth with academic potential to further their studies. To ensure this initiative is continued, the government is also open to receiving suggestions to further serve the people, especially in education.
Nowadays, with Form 5, it's not easy to get a job. And therefore, the government have a lot of skill training program. And I hope we should take part of it.
He said this at the signing ceremony organized by the Sarawak Dayak Thinkers Association, DTTAS, on Saturday. The newly formed Sarawak Hearing and Oral Rehabilitation Society, or Sarawak Hear, on Sunday received an allocation amounting to more than 535,000 ringgit to assist those with hearing impairment and their families. Minister of Women, Early Childhood and Community Wellbeing Development, Datuk Sri Fatimah Abdullah, said the allocation is meant to help them in getting cochlear implants, especially those in the B40 category.
Untuk makluman semua, jumlah yang telah diluluskan as of June 2022, 8 cochlear implants and 1 auditory brainstem implant for 6 children, or was 1 teenager. So as of June 2022, the total allocated as total assistance provided under the health assistance yang dikendalikan di bawah kementerian kami ialah obat saja for teenage utampung 535,000, because it's a very expensive process actually.
She said this at the launch of the Sarawak Hears Screening and Health Carnival 2022 on Sunday. According to its president, Dr. Tang Eng Ping, the society serves as a platform to increase public awareness within the community, as well as render help and assistance to those with hearing impairment.
So this is based on WHO figures. I think quite similar in everywhere. In 1,000 newborn baby means baru lahir lah newborn baby 1 to 5 they have hearing problem. They have all sort of hearing problem. Can be due to middle ear, external ear, or inner ear. So with these five newborn there, maybe 1 to 2 of them they need this kind of hearing devices. We have looked back our statistic in Sarawak here. So roughly 1 year we have 30k, let's say 30k newborn. So out of that 200 of them will have some sort of hearing problem. But only maybe 30 to 50 that might need the help with this kind of devices. Some of them just like middle ear infusion, you can just helping them give some medications, the hearing can come back.
A cochlear implant or bionic ear is one of the latest methods in helping individuals with hearing impairment, and it typically costs around 70,000 ringgit. The technology is also able to help individuals with hearing impairment to recognize, hear sounds, and learn how to speak and communicate. Don't go anywhere, because after the break, soft skills will be developed through the new school-based assessment, and McDonald's restaurants reopen in Russia with a new name. Right here on TVS Nightline, we'll be back. You're watching TVS Nightline. Now, Sarawak's own digital wallet, SPay Global, or formerly known as Sarawak Pay, has become a popular e-wallet application among Sarawakians since its innovation in November 2017. Licensed by Bank Negara Malaysia and acts as a one-stop fintech platform for secure, fast and convenient digital payment transactions. According to a shop owner in Lubo Antu, where ATM is a scarcity, Sarawak Pay has helped her in many ways, especially when it comes to performing transactions. The app has also helped many of her customers since the division has only one bank. Sim Marawi said she has been using Sarawak Pay for the past 2 years. According to her, services such as this will enable customers and traders from both rural and urban areas to join the digital payment platform.
Sekarang masalah bank satu saja lupa. Orang nanti mau ambil duit susah. Bank kadang kosong, kadang rosak. So ada ini memudahkan, menolong tuh.
She said using the app helped simplifies the process of receiving and making payments. Furthermore, she said customers enjoyed using the app as it also features instant cashback rewards whereby they can earn cashback on the app upon payment. It enables payments via an e-wallet, by credit card and online banking. The app also features Scan and Pay, which enables users to make QR code payments. Despite the availability of the app, Sim said she wishes that the internet connectivity in the area can be improved.
Memang slow lah. Ini memang betul-betul macam biasa sudahlah, normal sudah. Kembali pulih sudah.
At the same time, she highly recommends the app, especially for those who have been in the business field for a long time. She said the best part about Sarawak Pay is that it can also eliminate overhead costs incurred from handling cash, cards, and check payment, as well as ensure the safety and security of our finances with customer payments transferred directly to their bank account. To her, it is a safe and trusted app. The new learning method under the School-Based Assessment, or PBS, replacing the Form 3 assessment PT3, will enable students to study in a conducive environment and develop their skills. According to Deputy Education Minister Dr. Ma Hang Soon, every student has soft skills that needed to be developed. He said the abolition of the PT3 will enable students to foster a love for learning and not merely studying for examinations. Ma said the assessment will be based on 3 components, namely classroom assessment PBD, physical activity, sports and curriculum assessment PAJSK, and psychometric assessment PPSI. That will give a clear indication of the student's strengths and weaknesses. Under PBS, it no longer evaluates based on examination results alone, but also the level of students' efforts and reviews of class teachers and subject teachers. On June 2nd, Senior Education Minister Dr. Razif Jidin announced that the PT3 examination introduced in 2014 was abolished starting this year after the exams were not held in 2020 and 2021 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. With the theme Decoding Big Data for Environmental and Energy Sustainability, the International Digital Economic Conference, or IDEX 2022, will be held from June 21st to June 22nd. And just like in 2020, the conference will be held in a hybrid manner, where the first day will be a physical event at the Borneo Convention Center, Kuching, BCCK, with an estimated attendance of 2,500 physical attendees and 40,000 online viewers. Meanwhile, for the second day, all talks will be accessible online via a webinar. Chairman of MASC and nominated Chairman of Siemens, Jim Hageman-Snabb, will deliver his keynote speech on the first day of the conference, titled Environmental Sustainability and Hydrogen Economy.
I'm convinced, based on my experience now with Maersk, who needs this transition, in a hard-to-abate industry, it's not easy to do with shipping. We can't use batteries. Yeah. We need to use hydrogen, basically. So, and then convert that to fuels. And also Siemens, where we provide the critical infrastructures of the world, whether it's energy, healthcare, urban infrastructures, charging infrastructures, all of them are on a path to be decarbonized. Right. And for me, some people think of this as a cost, and I think of it as an opportunity. The countries who get there first will have significant advantage. Yeah.
He said this in an interview with Scope Chief Executive Officer Dr. Aslina Helmi. The International Digital Economy Conference Sarawak, or IDEX, is one of the initiatives introduced by the Sarawak government to further enhance and boost the state's development agenda. Sarawak's Region 5 Marine Police has crippled an illegal sand mining activity in Paradom on Friday, with a seizure of a ship and illegal sand valued at 2.6 million ringgit. The Marine Police also arrested 6 crew aged between 25 to 56 years old in the 2:30 p.m. operation. Region 5 Marine Police Force Commander, Assistant Commissioner Zulfikar Mohammad Ghazali said the operation was conducted by an officer and 3 members to inspect a vessel carrying out sand extraction activities in waters of Paradom. He added the skipper had failed to produce a valid license for sand extraction, in addition to an expired ship's license. The operation team then detained all 6 crew members, including 2 foreign nationals, for committing offences under the Sarawak Land Code. All the equipment and the ship were seized and taken back to the Cebu Marine Police headquarters. The case is handed over to Cebu Division Land and Survey Department for further action. Thank you for staying with us. Now, McDonald's restaurants reopened their doors in Moscow under a new Russian management and a new name. Rebranded as Vkusno or Antochka, or simply Tasty and That's It, it is the first of 15 rebranded restaurants open in Moscow after the fast food giant turned its back on the country for ethical reasons over the Ukraine invasion. The reopening of the outlets, 3 decades after McDonald's first opened in Moscow, could provide a test of how successfully Russia's economy can become more self-sufficient and withstand Western sanctions. Chief Executive of Vkusno and Tochka, Oleg Paroyev, said the company is planning to reopen 200 of its restaurants in Russia by the end of June and all 850 by the end of summer. The rebranded fast food chain will keep its old McDonald's interior, but will remove any references to its old name. The company also said it would keep its prices affordable, but did not rule out that it would go up slightly in the near future. At its grand reopening on Sunday, scores of people queued outside the flagship Moscow restaurant, but the queue was significantly smaller than the thousands of people who thronged to the original McDonald's opening in 1990 during the Soviet era. The relaunch was also marred by a protester who held up a sign saying, "Bring back Big Mac." Wrapping up TVS Nightline tonight, a Japanese scientist said that humanoids will be able to appear even more lifelike in the future thanks to an innovation that wraps a machine with living human skin. Japanese scientists at the University of Tokyo have developed a robotic finger covered in living skin and is able to heal itself. Just like real human skin, the lab-grown coating is water-repellent and wrinkles up when the robot's fingers curls.
これまでじゃあ人間らしいとか人間っぽい振る舞いをするというロボットって例えばどう人間が喋ったことに対して応答するかとかあるいはどう振る舞うかその動きですねでそれから見た目外見がどのよう に人間っぽくなっているかっていうような、いろんな視点で研究はされてるんですけれども、今回はですね、その外見をいかにその人間に近づけるかというようなところで一つの成果が出ているというふうに思って。
Takuchi and his team hope to add additional features to the skin, such as nervous or vascular system, to further improve its function.
今後の挑戦としてはですね、まだシンプルな皮膚しかできてないので、その中に神経系とか血管系とかいろんな感覚器を設けていく。もうよりその皮膚のファンクションとして向上させていきたいというのが1点ございます。で、それが完成した後は、例えばですね、その皮膚自体は移植への応用が効いたり、あるいは化粧品とか医薬品を開発するための皮膚モデルとして利用できたり、動物を犠牲としない革製品への応用ができたり、義手とか義足を覆うような被覆材として用いることができるんじゃないかなというふうに思っています。
If achieved, he believed the skin can be used in the future for multi-purposes such as transplantation, cosmetic and drug testing, or even as covering for prosthetic limbs. On Sejahtera Asia tomorrow, Fatah and Juzak will be joined by Executive Dean of Research and Director of Center for Education Research, Dr. Aida Badiazaman, where they will be talking about Industry University Community IUC Connect series at 7:30 a.m. only on TVS Astro Channel 122 and My Freeview. See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. Just a click away by heading on to our website at TVSTVMY or follow us on our social media. And that's all the time we have for TVS Nightline. I'm Douglas Elliott. Thank you and have a good week ahead.